Welcome to Word Depths, where we uncover the buried roots of everyday English. Today, we're painting with language because we're diving into the origins of color words. Red, blue, green, common words, right? But their stories go deep, and sometimes a little strange. Let's begin with a color that shaped human history. Red. The word red comes from Old English red, from Proto-Germanic rauthas, and even earlier PIE root riud, meaning red or ruddy. It shares roots with words like ruby, ruddy, and even rouge in French. Why so ancient? Because red was one of the first colors humans could make, from blood, clay, berries. It's primal. Blue is a relatively late arrival in English. It comes from Old French bleu, but the real story starts in Proto-Germanic blaisois, and maybe even Latin blavus, meaning yellowish blue or bruised. Strangely, ancient languages didn't even have a word for blue. In Homer's Odyssey, the sea is described as wine dark, not blue. The concept of blue as a color developed slowly across civilizations. Green, from Old English green, related to grow, grass, and garden, all coming from Proto-Germanic groni and pi gray, meaning to grow. So green isn't just a color, it literally means the color of growing things. That's why it feels so alive and natural to us. Yellow comes from Old English geolu, from Proto-Germanic gelwaz, and gel, meaning to shine or to gleam. This same root gave us words like gold, glow, gleam, and even gala. So yellow is linguistically connected to light and brightness. Black has a dark past. It comes from Old English blek, meaning dark ink-colored. But it's often confused with black, which meant pale, the exact opposite. These two roots got tangled in early English. The Proto-Indo-European root buleg meant to burn, and the charred color after burning, black. So black might have once meant burnt. White comes from Old English whit, related to Proto-Germanic huitas, and pi root quide, meaning to shine, or to be bright. Yes, both white and yellow come from ideas about light. This root also gave us wheat, which shines golden in the sun. Orange. This one's weird, because orange wasn't a color in English until the 1500s. Before that, people just said red-yellow. The word comes from Sanskrit naranga, passed through Arabic naranj into Old French as orange. So the fruit came first, and the color word was invented after. Purple. Purple comes from Latin purpura, which came from Greek porphyra, the name of a rare sea snail that produced a deep red-purple dye. This dye was so expensive that only royalty could afford it. Hence the phrase, born in the purple. The word is literally tied to power and status. Colors aren't just what we see, they're what we say, and what we've said for thousands of years. From crushed snails to glowing fires, from plants to blood, the words we use for color are rooted in ancient perception, survival, and myth. Thanks for exploring the language spectrum with us on Word Depths. If you learned something new, hit that like button, subscribe, and keep digging deeper with us every week. See you next time in full color.